What's up, VG? Ain't wasting no time. How you doing today?
Sorry. How's everything?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Awesome.
I
I'm so
haven't.
excited about crypto.
What you said?
I'm so excited about crypto now.
Have you invested yet?
I did only for 35 bucks because I'm still a little skeptical. We'll see.
Nah, that's good. You got to start somewhere. Like usually every
Yeah.
day I put around $35 in Bitcoin
Oh, okay.
using basically that same strategy that guy was talking about that he did
Hmm.
for 8 years. So
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing for like XRP, Solana, and things like that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I did Ethereum and XRP.
That's good. That's good. Don't forget Bitcoin though. That's
Okay.
that's the most
Okay.
important. Like even though it may seem high right now, it's
All
really
right.
it's really not.
Okay.
What's
Yeah, thank you
good?
for that.
Nah, no problem. What's good, Gary? How you doing?
Hey, good evening. I'm doing all right.
That's good. That's good. You invested yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Man, you gotta jump off that ledge.
You right. I got a flip in the works right now. Flip house. Should be finished the end of this month. So after that gets completed, I should be ready to make that jump.
Okay, that's good. Where's the flip at?
It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, snap. Is that where you live?
I live in the area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
It's my first one.
What made you like jump into that?
I actually have my sister-in-law. She's done a few and she's a realtor also. And she had this one of her one of her clients backed out at the last minute, and she got a price reduction on the property.
Mm.
She hit me up, so you want to jump on it? So I said, yeah. So she does real estate design. She does the flips. So she's actually doing everything for me. I'm just putting up the money.
That's the best.
Yeah, I'm
You
just sitting
just the
back watching.
investor, right? And just, watch the process. And then from there, when you get that bread, repeat that cycle.
Yep, that's the plan. Repeat, jump into a few other things.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So for everybody else, how y'all doing? Don't be shy. Trying to make this more of a community talk on these Thursday calls. I seen a couple of you guys put in deal submissions, so that's good. You know, Makisha, did you get to speak to that seller for the $13,000 lot?
Good evening. No, not yet.
I think you should talk to him because, Brandon, I think his buyer said that tomorrow they will have an offer. It's been a couple of days and we didn't get that sign yet. I don't want them to, you know, check out the lot and do all their due diligence and they come with an offer and then we don't even have it locked up? So that's the thing with the deal submissions too, you guys. Like when you send them through, you got to try to like work these sellers to get this contract signed so we could, get the process because we send it to the buyer and now the buyers do their due diligence. They go check out the lot, they say they want it. And then when we bring it back to them, we don't even have it locked up? So it's part of the game too, right? I think we sent out probably like 17 contracts over the past probably 7, 8 days, and I probably got 10 of them signed. So not every deal gets to that, finish line or gets to where the seller signs the contract. So that's why it's also like a volume game. This is why I tell you, like, the more offers you send, the more contracts you're gonna get. The more contracts you're gonna get is the more opportunities of them like signing it and then getting it to the assignment closing table, getting to the money in our bank account, you know? So you're doing the right things though. Keep, sending out those deal submissions in the areas you're looking at. A lot of times also with the deal submissions that you be sending, the lots aren't next to houses. So what I like to tell my virtual assistants when they're virtual driving for dollars is to only look for lots that are next to houses. And the reason being is because, most times those already have, utilities nearby or, utilities on the lot. So it just makes it easier when you make that offer. And if they agree, you could possibly do something with it. A lot of times when, more so new people, they'll send me a lot in like Palm Bay, but it's not next to any houses in the area. And it's like I can't really do nothing with those because one, the pricing is basically the the prices that you guys will offer is basically what I tell you on the
Thank
sheet.
you.
But these lots aren't next to any houses, so they're really not worth anything. So you want to keep that in mind as well. All right. For sure, for sure. So tonight, I really, like I said, I don't have nothing specific to show you guys. So if you guys have any questions and maybe we could, go through some things, I'm down for that. But this week it's been a really good week, for my business. It's actually been a good 2 weeks for my business. And what I've noticed is we just been doubling down with the offers, even to the mentees that we've been working with. I'm not sure if Sarah Mitchell is here. She got probably 2 deals today or 1 deal today that we, got locked up. So shout out to you if you here. Uh
Thank you.
for sure, for sure.
The other guy replied to, and he said he was gonna check if he got the 2 contracts. So I'm waiting to hear back.
Oh, which lot is this?
For Stalin, I think
Uh,
it's in Port St. Lucie.
okay, okay. Good job, good job. See, and that's all it takes is to do the work. That's what this game comes down to. I know, like a lot of times, we want the money, right? We chasing the money, but the money comes after doing the work. You have to do the process. You have to enjoy that process. So, make those calls. A lot of times, once you get used to making these calls, a lot of these conversations is very similar, as you guys know. Like we're dealing with just land. So it's not like you have to ask about the condition of the property, you know, bathroom, the kitchen and stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward. So once you get the hang of things, you'll understand that almost every conversation is very similar. So that's why I say volume is extremely important in this game. Like you want to make as many offers as possible. So like if you guys are doing this more so yourself, uh in the sense of like you're looking for the markets, you're looking for the sellers, like make sure one, you're only looking for lots that are next to houses. And then two, you're just making as many offers as possible throughout your day. And you do that every day, you're gonna get that momentum where things are gonna get locked up, things are gonna get assigned. And then that's when, you start making money in this business. And then when you make that money, y'all know what to do with it now. We've been talking about this over the last 2 months, buying this crypto, buying this Bitcoin, buying the XRP. Like, who's here? If you don't want to speak, write in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys, and don't lie either. Put a 1 in the chat if you invested in crypto as of yet, even if it's just $1. Put a 1 in the chat. I want to see who's been investing. Don't lie. Okay. So we got a couple people, so that's good. That's good. That's good. So the reason why I'm saying this is because, you know, I want you guys to get in the habit now, right? Things are not going to happen overnight. Like it could, you know, like how Gibbs, you know, he hit big with that meme coin, but me personally, I don't focus on meme coins because those are very high risk. Even though it's a high reward, it's a high risk. I like to use more so the safe and medium options. So, like Bitcoin to me is always the safe option because it steadily goes up every single year. So you know if you put, you know, money in it, you know you're gonna get a return on that investment for sure. So that's what I want you guys to start doing. When you start closing deals, put 10% of that into these coins. So now your money is growing. All right. Now, in terms of the land, right? Like I was saying, I mainly just focus on Florida now. Reason being is because we have so many options with the buyers and builders, the MLS. We have options on selling these lots. So I know we've been posting the different markets uh, that we want you guys to focus on, but I want you guys to take your time out and look at the secondary, third markets. So maybe let me share my screen. And I'm glad that you guys are investing. That's what's up. And for the people that haven't invested in like crypto yet, what I want you to do, yeah, Sarah, it'll just come from DocuSign. Uh, what I want you guys to do, and this is for everybody, you know, more so for the people that haven't invested in the crypto yet, download Coinbase, right? Tonight. Don't wait. Download tonight. And I want you to just buy $1 a day of Bitcoin, right? Get into that habit of investing something. So if you do $1 a day, you know, that's eventually going to go into $2 and then $3 and then $5, right? And before we get into the land, I just kind of want to show you guys this again for the people that didn't join the Tuesday call. Uh, I know in this academy we have people from, you know, different ages in here. So, you know, usually the people that are older have more money, 401ks, retirement plans. But I was actually showing my mom this, right? So I think she said somewhere about she has around 150,000 in one of her jobs that she used to work for, you know, previously from her 401k from that previous job, right? So I just wanted, and this is what I was showing her. So let's say she said 150,000, right? And I'm like telling my mom, I'm like, Mom, like take that money out and put it in Bitcoin, right? Because that 401k is growing with bonds, but it's growing very, very, very slow, right? Now, she says she got out of this job at 2019, I believe. So now we're in 2025, right? If she would have just took that money out from her 401k and put it into Bitcoin from that 2019, because she got a new job at 2019, right? So let's say one-time purchase. Now, y'all can see my screen? Is my screen showing?
Yeah.
Somebody, all right, perfect. So from that one-time purchase, right? So if she would have took her money out of that 401k from her job at 2019, that 150,000 that she invested, not even putting $1 more, would be $4 million right now, today, right? So this is why I'm saying that this is extremely important because this is basically her savings account, her 401k, her retirement plan. Her retirement plan of 150 right now would be $4 million in Bitcoin, which would be 43 Bitcoin. Now, this is just within a 6-year time frame. And this is not her working. This is just putting the money there. So imagine from today's date what 6 years looks like. So I'm not telling you guys to do it, but more so for the people that are older in age and that have that money that's just sitting in their 401k retirement plan. But I would, and this is what I was telling her, I would feel more comfortable having $4 million than 150,000 for my retirement, right? So, and then look at the return on investment, 2,600% from 2019 to 2025. 6 years, that's not a long time. 6 years is going to pass up regardless if we don't invest or if we do invest. So this is why this is extremely important, because now that 4 million that she has now, imagine if she continues to invest, now what 6 more years looks like. My mom would be a multi-millionaire just from taking that money out of her 401k from her job that she was working 20 plus years and invest it into Bitcoin. So this is why this is extremely important. Now, us that's in our 20s, 30s, this is something we got to do now. Like, especially us, because even a small amount right now could become tremendous years later. And then this is something that you could teach your family. This is something that you could teach your friends. This is something that you could pass down to your kids by creating generational wealth. So this is why it's extremely important. Now, let's just say a small amount, and I was showing you guys this Tuesday, but I want to, repetition is the way we learn. So I'm trying to drill it in your head. Do this now, even if you probably only got $1,000 in your account. $1 a day could literally change your life. So let's just say on a weekly basis, that 31,000 would be 177,000. Mind you, remember, this is a savings account. This is not something that she's really investing. This is just putting money into your savings account. So your bank amount would be 31,000, but if you invest it, and instead of putting your money in the bank, you put it into Bitcoin, it would be 177,000 at 463% return. So I want y'all to get into that mindset of like investing your money into something that is always going to go up. And it goes back to what I was telling you guys before. We're not even at the capacity of supply of Bitcoin yet. There's 21 million for the supply of Bitcoin, right? So remember what I told you guys, it's a scarce asset. Now, only I think 19 million is has been mined. So within the next 10 years, another million or 1.5 million is going to be mined to where now it's only 21 million. So now, in order to even get a Bitcoin, somebody has to sell their Bitcoin for you to get a Bitcoin. So the price of Bitcoin is going to be, very, very high within these next 10 years. So if we start putting that $100 today, it'll be even more than what we see right now within these next 6 years. All right. So like I said, I'm trying to drill y'all in this head, even $1, what they say. So 10 years ago, and the reason why I'm talking so much about Bitcoin is because I've been going down the rabbit hole. Like, if I'm not doing land, if I'm not playing basketball, I'm literally watching Bitcoin podcasts and reading Bitcoin books, because a lot of billionaires were created from this investment, right? So, yeah. So it's important. Y'all, I'm trying to drill it in your head. $1 a day. Let's just put $1, right? On a weekly basis. I wish they had daily, but let's just see what that will look like. So 340, 314, 1700, which is not a lot, but $1, right? So $1 would be $314 would be 1700. So remember, your bank account is not changing. Now, what I would advise you guys to do, especially the ones that have, some cash sitting in the bank right now, get at least $1,000 in Bitcoin right now. If you have $1,000 to invest, get $1,000 because $1,000 in Bitcoin right now is 0.01 Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin was at 17,000, I think, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So think of this, right? When Bitcoin was 17,000, I think it was 2021 or 2022 when it went down to 17,000, right? That means 0.01 Bitcoin was $1,700. 0.01 Bitcoin was $1,700. Now today, 0.01 Bitcoin is $10,000. So that increase is to me even crazy. That's like a 9,000 increase within a couple years, 3 years, 2 to 3 years. So imagine if you get just $1,000 in Bitcoin right now, what it looks like in 2 to 3 years. And remember, this is just your savings account. All right. So now to go into land, what I want you guys to start doing, because I want to take over Florida with you guys. Like already how we're starting this year off is amazing. This is probably the greatest start of my land flipping journey over the last 4 years. Like I have more deals under contract now than I had even in 2021, when to me nobody was in the land space. So that already gives me like a lot of hope that this game is still a lot of opportunity in this land game. But the reason why we're doing that is because I have so many ways to make offers. We're sending out, texts every day. So I'm sending out at least 30 to 40 offers in text message every day. Then I'm sending you guys a couple lists. So you guys are making offers too. And then I'm even sending you guys warm leads that I got, right? With Sarah. She got a couple warm leads that she didn't even have to like really cold call. These is leads that's already in the system, that's already warm, already know what offer they want. All she had to do is call the seller up again, lock it up, and now we're going to make money together. So these are the opportunities. Now, what I want you guys to start doing is I want you guys to start looking outskirts of these major cities. So like, let's just say we're looking at Orlando. I want you guys to start looking at markets like over here, right? The outskirts, about a 25, 30-minute drive outside of Orlando. It could be the most random parts. I don't care. If it's a deal, it's a deal. So I want you guys to start looking at these little parts. Hold on, let me put deselect. Let's put the last 30 days. We got land sold. All right, let's back up a little bit more. So this is the last 30 days. So as you guys can see, don't let the prices scare you, because remember, we're not buying these lots. These lots are being assigned. So no price should scare you guys, because even if you don't have 240,000, a buyer does, right? We're not buying these lots for the most part. We'll only buy it if it's like a 20K assignment fee, right? Then I'll probably buy it so the seller or the buyer doesn't see how much I'm making or how much we're making. But these is like little markets that I want you guys to start making offers on. Because even if we can make a couple $2,000 deals, that's money in the bank. That's money that we could put in the Bitcoin, right? So right now I'm trying to get as much money as possible. So now I could put it into that investment that's gonna grow. I want it to be at a point where you guys experience the same thing, where you're making 6 figures from crypto while making 6 figures from land. And in a couple years, you're making 7 figures from crypto while you're making 6 or 7 figures from land. All right. So that's basically the same strategy, I've been doing over the last 4 years, 3 years. And now I'm more bullish now on it because now I've done 100 hours, 200 hours of research on these different things and been in the game for a little minute to be comfortable. And this is what I want you guys to start doing. So outside of these big metropolitan cities like Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, start looking into these markets, these smaller markets, and making offers. And if you don't know what to offer, just base it off of what these other prices is going for. So even if it's wetlands or anything like that, if you get it for the right price, it could sell. Because I know all of this, right? Daytona Park Estates, I closed many deals here, but I had to cancel many deals here, right? When I first started. Even these markets, like I know all of this is wetlands, but they still sold, right? Anything over here is wetlands. But if you get it for the right price, it could still sell because it's still selling on the market. And on the market is what we use as well. So this is how you're going to get many more offers out. Because if you just focus, and I know we're talking many different. If you can, right? Everybody. All right. I know we have many different brackets of land investors in this call right now. We have like complete newbies. We have people that's been doing this for 6 months and people that's been doing it for 2+ years. But I want you guys to get the confidence to start marketing all over Florida, because even if you don't have the builder already lined up, just think of me as that builder, right? If you get it for the right price, we most likely could get it sold. So I'm gonna just go through the map of Florida, and these are some of the areas that maybe you guys could start writing down and, start, investing your money into. Maybe start with small lists on Propstream, because Propstream gives you multiple filters. You could do absentee owners. You could do people that's absentee owners and they're tax delinquent. You could do many different things. So you're not spending a lot of money, but you're spending within your budget. Now, if you have a lot more money to invest, that means you're going to have a lot more lists with a lot more offers, which is a good thing. Because the only reason why I got 10 deals over the last 2 weeks is because we're sending out more offers. That's it. I'm not doing nothing different compared to you guys. I'm not even really having conversations with these people. These is through text messaging or deals that you guys are sending to me. So, like, what mark is this? This Palm Coast? Okay. And like even Palm Coast, last year, these lots were selling for like 50,000. And now they're selling for 70, 80,000, 60,000. So that's always a good sign. That means, builders is paying more. Sellers, they might still be in that, 50, 60 range. You might get a couple, right? So Flagler Estates, another place where we close a good amount of deals. Pricing looks like it's kind of going up in these certain areas. We sold a couple deals for around 20,000 on this top part. So if you don't know what to offer, like I said, if you get a lot, all you have to really do, if you don't have Propstream, if you don't have PropWire or whatever, just look on Zillow. It's going to let you know what to kind of offer. So you want to go outside of these major cities. So let's go up by Jacksonville, right? I'm gonna just go around the map and maybe, like I said, just write down a couple areas. Maybe you look at it, go to Propstream, look at the buyers filter, see if there's any buyers you see, and then just reach out to those buyers too. Because you might not want to use me, right? But I'd say always use somebody that's already doing it, that's experienced to help you out throughout the process. Once you get comfortable, that's when you do it yourself. Uh, so another thing, 55, 60, 67. So now I know if I get something in Middleburg or wherever this is, I know, okay, this is 1.3 acres. Let's see, 1.1 acres. Okay, so now I know if I get a 1 acre lot, this might be my filter. I'm only looking for 1 acre lots and 1 acre plus in Middleburg. I might put that filter in Propstream. I want 1 to 2 acres because I know if I get 1 to 2 acres and I offer 40,000 and they accept, I could sell it for somewhere around 50 to 67,000, right? You want to offer a little bit lower because if we put it on the market, you don't really want it to sit for more than 30 days. So this is why when we put it on the market, like if I got something in this area, I'm gonna put it on the market probably at most, probably around the 55K, right? I always judge it based off of the lowest sold because remember, I want to sell it quick. I don't want it to stay on the market for 90 days, 100 days. Unless the seller isn't that eager, because the seller, they're gonna call you up. They're gonna ask, why or when are we gonna close, things like that, right? So St. Augustine, let's see what these prices is going for. All right, so you got many different pricing, but this is where you look at cash comp. So you send to my deal submission. If you're not really sure exactly what to offer, or if you made an offer and you want to see if this is something that we could possibly do, right? So let's go to the middle of the map. So like Lake City, let's see what this looking like. See a couple lots over here. All right, we got a couple. I don't know why these pricing ain't coming up. 30, 65, 38. So this might be another area you want to look at, right? And these areas, trust me, they're not getting as many offers as, let's say, a Port St. Lucie or Spring Hill or Palm Bay. So this is where you might squeeze in a $3,000 deal, a $4,000 deal. You know, that's the name of the game. You like in this land space, especially what we're doing, we're not looking really for home run deals unless you're looking for acres of land, right? And that's something that you guys could do as well because we could post acres deals on the MLS as well. But we're mostly looking for these infill deals, which is more so a volume play. Like I'm trying to get a couple $2,000 to $5,000 to $7,000 deals because if I know if they close, they're gonna add up. If I could get 8 of those, in a month, that's like 40, 50,000. Now I take 20,000, put that into Bitcoin and let that money sit. And now as the year goes on, Bitcoin at 100,000, by the end of this year, when it's probably at 200, 250, that 20,000 that I put in is really now 40, 50, 60,000. You get what I'm saying? So this is how you double and tripling your money without even doing anything. You did the hard work. Now you put that money to work, in the investment. So now you doubled your money, your initial investment from uh investing in the list. Say the list costs $300. You made $4,000 from that list. You put the money in Bitcoin or XRP, and now those go up. Now you took that $200 or $300 that you initially invested, and now you made that into a 15, 20K deal, basically, by the end of this year. You do that a couple times, now you working very, very smart. Not really trying to work that hard, y'all. Me personally, I don't like working hard. I like working smart. So whenever I find something that could make me money without me having to do anything, it's always the best option for me. And I want you guys to get that same mindset, but you have to build your way to that. This is the same thing where I'm telling you guys about the affiliate marketing. Who signed up for the affiliate link? Put a 1 in the chat if you signed up for the affiliate link, right? Put a 2 in the chat if you started posting your link, started sharing your link, right? I know not a lot of people did it because I see who signs up. So these are all the different strategies that you could do to get as much money as possible. So now you can invest it into the stronger currency, which is Bitcoin. So Tallahassee, another major market. I'm gonna look on the outskirts of that. Crawfordville. Okay, we see some traction. Little bit, little something. Might not be the best, but you want to look around. Back up a little bit. Like I said, anything in Florida for the right price, we could get sold. We want to be able to sell it in 30 days, though. That's the key. So if these lots are selling, let's say all for 30, we want to put it on the market for 25. So you really want to be somewhere between 15 to 20,000. So now we could put it on the market for 25 and it could sell much quicker. So you want to be, when you put something on the market, I always want to be the lowest so it could sell the quickest. Think of it like that. So this is why me personally, I love Florida, because when I first started, I didn't know about working with realtors. I didn't know about putting on the MLS, right? All I knew was I had to find builders. So I'm calling 1,000 builders a day, 100, I'm exaggerating, right? I'm calling 10 to 20 builders a day in these areas. And sometimes these builders don't pick up. Sometimes they give you the runaround. So now you're spending your time on looking for builders, which you should be spending your time making as many offers as possible. Because now we could have builders without having to really reach out to them. They're going to reach out to us when we have the deal. All right. So these are like the little pockets that you guys want to start making offers on. And like I said, if the pricing is all scattered, this is when you look at cash comps on PropWire, Propstream. Always like Propstream better because it's more updated. Usually the pay services are always going to be the best. The freeway is when you first starting out, but you always want to advance into the paid things because you want to look at this as a business. Many of you guys look at this as just a side income or something like that. Like, you want to get out of that mentality and start thinking this as a business. Like, every single one of you guys, how many people we got? We got 18 people in here. Think of this as your business that's going to make you enough money to now invest it into Bitcoin. So now you're getting money from two different sources, from the land flipping and from Bitcoin. All right. Eventually, as time goes on, with this, I'm gonna start teaching you guys how to live on like the Bitcoin standard. I don't think we're fully there yet. I want you guys to get like in the beginning steps of investing, but then I'm gonna teach you guys how to live actually on the Bitcoin standard. And who's ever is willing to take that next step is gonna be very happy that they did within the next couple years. I promise you. All right. And we're gonna grow together. So let's go back south, right? So all these little pockets, even in Alabama. Alabama is the same thing as Florida. It allows us to work with realtors. So you guys could even start looking at Alabama. The thing I didn't like about Alabama was any deal I got out there, it sat on the market for a long time. So if you are looking at Alabama, you're gonna have to kind of like, I don't want to say finesse, but you're gonna have to put a longer inspection date to give yourself time to sell that deal. All right. So as you guys know, these are all the good areas, like in terms of Spring Hill, things like that. But you guys should be looking in like Brooksville, another low key area that lots be selling in. Whatever this is, Rich Manor. Even if Like you guys, especially the ones that are brand new, you guys want to look at these areas that lots are selling for cheap too, because if you could get a couple $1,000 deals or $2,000 deals, like I said, if you could get 2,000 deals, that's a 10K month, right? So start thinking of it as like a volume. You want volume in this land game. We're not looking really for home runs. I mean, you could get those 10, 20K deals and up, but more realistically, you're going to get a lot more 2K deals, a lot more 5K deals than you are 10K deals. So when you put yourself in the mind frame, like, I want to just get as many deals as possible within a month, I want to get as many signed contracts, because even though they don't go through, I have 30 to 45 days in my inspection period to cancel the deal. So this business is kind of risk-free too, because we have the inspection period. Utilize what you got. And that's how you're going to become really good at this land flipping game, which is going to allow you to invest into these avenues that are growing. So now you're making money in multiple different ways. All right. I hope this makes sense to y'all. But anywhere there's a sold is anywhere we could sell. All right. So start doing that. And then once you get comfortable, once you feel like you went through the whole Florida, switch it up. Now look at, 1 to 5 acre lots or 10 to 20 acre lots, right? And do that same strategy. Look at what other 10-acre lots are selling for in the area and just offer lower than that. And then that's how you're doing multiple different things in Florida and you're getting multiple different deals. Okay. So, like, of course, we know these popping areas like the Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Lehigh Acres, but, who's looking in Orange Tree? Who's looking Marco Island, right? Couple lots sold there. So start doing that, right? Have your main markets that we're focusing on, but also have your secondary markets in your REI cache too to send out those texts so you can have more texts going out every single day. If you're not sending out offers every day, I promise you, you're not getting better. You're getting worse. Think of it as you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And you want to get better. So you want to make sure you're sending out offers every single day. All right. So we went through basically Florida. And, like I said, write down a couple of these areas, go on Propstream, look at it, change the filters, and then try it out and see what comes about. You get something, send it to the deal submission. We'll work on it together and we'll get it sold within that 30, 45 days. And then we just keep repeating the process, There's no way that we shouldn't have a week like this every single week. Like, we probably got, I think I have 13 or 14 deals under contract right now. Half of that is through you guys, JVs. So there's no way we shouldn't have 10, 15 JVs going on with the amount of people that's in these academy, in the calls that we're doing now. So Florida should be ours. That's how you got to have that mindset. Florida is ours. EDB Academy controls Florida market. That's the goal for this year. All right. So as long as you're making offers every day, that's how we're going to get something going. And then from there, like I said, we buying $1 of Bitcoin every single day. If you have $10 to invest, telling you that dollar you invest right now, 10 years from now, is going to be $1,000. So think of that. Every dollar that you put in today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? That's $5, but you really put in $5,000 for the year 2034 or something like that. So when you start thinking like that, you're thinking long term. I know we think short term, we want the money now, we want the fast car now. Like, I'm still driving the same car that I paid $10,000 for in 2021. I've touched a couple millions while I lived in Florida, and I'm still driving that same car. So what does that tell you guys? Like, I don't care about that stuff. I'm thinking long term right now. Every dollar that I'm putting in is going straight into the market, going straight into the market, straight into the market, right? I'm trying to think long term, so we got to start thinking long term. Like, this ain't the time to ball out right now. This is the time to get this business going, get these investments going. So within 10 years, we don't have to work at all. These investments is going to be a worker. So I think of every Bitcoin I own right now is a six-figure earner for me. So that's the goal that you guys want to get into. You don't need to own a whole Bitcoin to have a six-figure earner. 10 years ago, right? Every coffee that we bought, every dinner date we went on was a salary 10 years ago. Well, a salary now. So I'm not sure if I put that picture, but I'm gonna post it. $100, and this might sound crazy, but this is facts. $100 that was invested in Bitcoin 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, is worth like 60 million right now. So just think of that. If we'd have just put $10, $20, we would be super up right now. But that's the same thing right now. That $10, that dollar that you guys are putting in right now, 10 years from now, if you're able to hold it and not sell it, it's going to be a salary in the future, which is going to give you more time, more energy, more freedom. All right. So that's why it's so important. That's why I'm more invested into this land business as more than I was even last year, 2-3 years ago, because now I know every deal I close is not only saving my future, but my future kids' future, my mom, my dad, my family. Like, I got them all on my shoulder right now. I'm building wealth for all of them. So that's why this is important, because this is the active cash. All right. That active cash is going to be put in that safe store value, which is going to make us a lot of money in the future. All right. So, yeah, start making these offers and hit that deal submission. If you're not hitting that deal submission, trust me, I know who's hitting that deal submission. And I see a couple of you guys every single day. I'm like extremely proud of you guys right now. Like, even the ones that sending deal submissions and not going through, you're making progress. You're making progress. And I'm seeing it and I'm loving it, because I know, like, you might have joined last year, right? You might have closed 2 or 3 deals last year, but just off of the deal submissions I'm seeing, I already see you guys closing like 3 to 4 deals, a month with me this year. And that's just with me. So imagine you closing 3 to 4 deals with me, and then you got 3 to 4 deals yourself closing, and then you're also posting your affiliate links, telling people about the academy, telling people about REI Cash, telling people about Propstream, right? And now you making 1,000 or 2,000 just from affiliates, and now you put that money straight into Bitcoin. Like, I'm telling you guys, we got options right now. We got a plan, but we have to work this plan to the fullest. We got to work this plan to the fullest. So keep joining the REI Cash calls, and so your systems is up and going. So now you could do volume, because that's the only way to get consistent deals. It's either by doing that REI Cash yourself, or also working with me. If I feel like you're sending like a lot of submissions, I'm gonna keep note of that. And then eventually I'm gonna just send you leads, like what I did with Sarah, like what I'm doing with Sherilyn, right? What I'm doing with Asha. they've been posting those, sending me deals. So I'm like, and then Brandon Mitchell as well, Todd Lil. Like, I'm now just sending you guys leads that's in my pipeline that I didn't speak to in a couple months and seeing if you guys could close it out. And now we breaking bread together. So now you might close 3 deals, like what I said, 3 deals with me, get a couple deals going yourself, and now we working. So yeah. Anybody got any questions? Like I said, I wanted to make this more of a conversation, but yeah. Let me see anybody put anything in the chat. And if you don't want to talk, you can always put it in the chat. Are these calls recorded? Yes. I'm gonna post the recording tomorrow. And that's another thing. Noel, I'm not sure if you're new, but watch these old videos. Y'all should be binge watching these videos, especially, these last crypto videos. Like, a lot of gems were in these videos. The one I posted on YouTube, the flip land buy Bitcoin, like, these is information that I'm spending hours upon hours to learn, and I'm putting it in, one of these calls, right? So you guys are getting like a shortcut to stuff that I've spent hours to learn, to grasp concepts, to grasp, reading these books and everything like that. So that's another thing. Being in here is a cheat code, but it's one thing to hear the information. There's another thing to do it, to apply it. That's why I asked you guys, for the first couple people that joined, did you start buying Bitcoin yet? Because I know we all have $1. We all can invest $1 right now, right? And every day you don't invest $1, just think of it like you're not treating your future self. We're all going to be 10 years older in 10 years. So don't cheat that 10-year person. Treat him. Don't cheat him. Treat him or her. Like, every time I put money into my Coinbase and then I put it into my wallet, like, I'm excited because I know I'm planning for my future. Everything may look good right now, Instagram, but I'm really planning for years ahead. And while everybody else is living in regular society with their money in the bank, not that much investments, retirement plans, 401ks, inflation is killing y'all right now. We know, I remember back in the day, a honey bun used to be 25 cents. Now it's $1.50. Coke, Sprite, $2, $3. Bacon, egg, and cheese. A bacon, egg, and cheese. And this might sound crazy, right? If you're from New York, you already know. I live downtown Tampa. A bacon, egg, and cheese down here is $15. $15, y'all. Inflation is killing right now. But you live on that Bitcoin standard, which eventually I'm going to teach you guys. That bacon, egg, and cheese that's $15 is 60% cheaper. So it's back to actually what it was back in the day. You get what I'm saying? So I want you guys to also start, not just listening to what I'm saying about like Bitcoin and stuff like that, but also do your own research. Look up Michael Saylor. He's the owner of the company called MicroStrategy. That's another thing. If you guys are into stocks, buy his stock, MicroStrategy, because they're giving you bonds and Bitcoin when you buy that stock as well. So that's a good stock to buy. But what he did was how he caught up to, Jeff Bezos and Facebook and all these other companies, because while they were $1 billion companies, Amazon, Apple, and Tesla, right? They're $1 billion companies. They've been $1 billion companies. His company was only worth like 400 million, but he started doing the research on Bitcoin. He's seen all the benefits of it, and he started investing heavily into that, millions of dollars. Now his company is worth billions of dollars. He caught up to them way quicker by investment, not by his actual business. So that's why this is important. Like, eventually, my investments is going to make way more than my land flipping, my education business. You get what I'm saying? So that's what you guys want to start applying now. Thousandaires are going to become millionaires. Millionaires are going to become multimillionaires, and multimillionaires are going to become billionaires through Bitcoin. So even if you're in the hundreds right now, you're going to be in the hundreds of thousands just by doing these investments now. All right. So think of this land flipping is the active cash. The affiliates is the active cash. Once you start making money with land flipping, start doing consultation calls with your friends, family, whatever, $50 an hour, $100 an hour, 200, whatever, and then put that money into these investments. All right. Start doing that now. Start planning for your future right now. All right. Is there anything else that I could give y'all? It's really not. It's only so much I could say. Like, what I'm telling y'all, the only reason why I'm winning is because I have a lot of marketing going out every single day. Like, I'm not really 100% waiting for you guys to just send me deals. Like, I'm doing a lot of my own marketing right now, spending hundreds of dollars every single day because I can't wait for nobody. Like, I would love to do a lot of deals with y'all, but I can't wait for y'all either. I got to get these deals going myself as well. So that's why it's like, if we do it together, we could close a lot of deals together, put into these investments a year or two from now. I promise you, you're going to be living a whole different life. And then when I teach you guys how to live in the Bitcoin standard, I promise you, you're going to be living way better than you are right now. And you're going to appreciate me even more than you probably do right now. Because now nobody I think of it like this. If you want to, when you think of an investments that you want to 10x, 100x, you want to find something. You want to find something that many people don't really know about. You want to find something that everybody needs. Let me reverse it. You want to find something that everybody needs and nobody really knows about and that nobody could destroy. Those three things in any investment, not just Bitcoin. It could be Apple, it could be Facebook, because those are investments like that. Everybody needs, nobody could destroy, and not that many people know of. So obviously those investments now most people know about. That's why it's still yielding a result, but it's not yielding a crazy result. But Bitcoin, and this alarm shows heavily in Bitcoin because everybody needs it. We're all fighting inflation. Every single one of us in this call, right? So everybody really kind of needs Bitcoin because Bitcoin has been going up. Not that many people know about. If I go out, Dad, you gotta wait. So where was I? So everybody needs Bitcoin, right? Because it's beating inflation. It's the best store of value right now, right? I've explained it 100 times compared to gold, US dollar, silver, bronze, oil, everything. It has beat that, right? I showed you guys Tuesday when you price everything against Bitcoin, it has been going down, even real estate. That's why, like, all the land I bought, I'm really in the process of selling it. Soon summer hits, I'm not owning any more lots. I'm selling every lot that I bought over these last 3 years because even the lot that I bought my mom, for example, because this is what I was telling my mom. I bought my mom a lot for $15,000 2 years ago for her birthday. That lot is now worth $30,000 in Lehigh Acres, right? If I would have bought her Bitcoin for $15,000 2 years ago, she would have $100K right now, right? So instead of $30K. So that's that. But I forgot where I was going. So with Bitcoin, everybody needs it. Not that many people know. You walk outside right now and ask somebody, hey, why, like, explain to me why we need Bitcoin. Nobody really can explain it, right? So not that many people know about it, and then it's something that nobody could destroy. There's no third party in Bitcoin. It's owned by a blockchain. Not one person owns it. So I like XRP. I like these other coins, Solana and all of that. But the thing I don't like about those is a man or a company owns these companies. So that's why I tell you guys, like, these other coins are investments. Because when somebody owns it or a corporation owns it, they could always pull out. If you guys heard of FTX, similar to that, even though that was kind of like a scam, but it was on Coinbase. It was something that anybody could buy, right? It was another coin. But the owner basically did like a Ponzi scam and everybody lost their money. So that's why I say with these other coins, I don't really invest. Like, I invest in XRP and stuff like that, the money, because the prices is low and the potential could go up, but I'm not investing my savings into these things. I'm putting more of my savings into the Bitcoin because nobody owns it. The person that created it, he basically he created it and then he pulled himself out. So now it's owned by a blockchain. When I say blockchain, I know this is going to go over your heads, but like I said, a lot of research is a ledger. And what a ledger is basically like a receipt. So anytime somebody buys or sells Bitcoin, it's on this ledger. I don't know the actual site right now, but we all are able to see the transactions happening. So like if somebody buys, so somebody actually today sold $16 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? And his fees, and this is why like people been posting about it, because the fees were only like $140 compared to if he went through the bank to transfer 16 billion, his fees would be like 400 million. So the utility behind it is important as well. But with the blockchain, it's a ledger. A ledger, think of a ledger as a receipt, so you can see every transaction, right? So no third party owns or is involved with Bitcoin. So it's literally peer-to-peer transactions, which makes it more safe. Now, that goes into like nobody could destroy it. So nobody could destroy Bitcoin. Yes, people could pull out and everything, but to be honest, like right now, Bitcoin's at 100,000 and it's been fluctuating from like 95 to 105,000 within the last month, 2 months. I actually love that it's staying like this because that allows me to buy as much as possible right now before it shoots up, right? So I want you guys to get in that same mindset right now, depending, no matter how much you got in your wallet, in your bank, whatever. I know we all could invest something into it. And when you're going into an investment, not just Bitcoin, but anything, you always want to pick an investment that everybody needs, not that many people know about, and nobody could destroy. All right. So when you get into that mentality and investing, that's when you start making a lot of money without using your energy, which is your time, which is what they programmed us to think we had to do in order to make money. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that tonight because I gotta call my pops. Haven't spoke to him in a minute, but I appreciate you guys. Let me see if there was any other questions before I get going. So are these calls recorded? Yes. Been signed up and making money from it. Every dollar stacks up for sure. Brandon, let's get it. What is the best? I can't see Nadia's question because the chat. Nadia, what was that question? Okay, good question, kid. What is the base parameter next to a house? Wetlands. Uh, so it's crazy, right? Last year, I wish Shaquille was still with us. I'm not sure if y'all remember Shaquille. Shaquille had a deal that was in wetlands last year, right? And at first we didn't think we was gonna be able to sell it. But I'm like, you know what? Let me just try. It don't hurt to try. It only costs $100 for me to put it on the market with a realtor. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just do it. And me and him end up making 12,000 on that deal. We split it 6,000 a piece. And the reason why we was able to get it sold is because with it being in wetlands, we was able to negotiate the seller to a lower price. So whenever you're dealing with a wetlands lot, you want to kind of make it seem like you don't know it's wetlands at first. And then once you have it under contract, wait a week or two, and then try to speak the seller like, hey, you know, this lot is in wetlands. Uh, Typically, we don't buy in wetlands, but if we do, we have to be at this price. These sellers, especially the ones in wetlands, they've been through other wholesalers. They had to cancel the deal because of it, and they just want to get rid of the land. So they're usually going to give you that lower price. And remember what I told you guys, if you get a price low enough, anything could be sold. So that's how we was able to make 12,000 on that deal. So I don't want you guys to mainly focus on wetlands, but if you do, you have to get it at a low price where it makes sense for a buyer to buy it. All right. So that's with like wetlands, but that's also for main road lots as well. You want to get it to a low enough price that we could get it sold. So okay, so as long as it's in the Florida period next to homes, we could still submit. Price is right. Yeah. So Makisha, especially you, because you've been sending deal submissions. So shout out to you. But a lot of the deal submissions you've been sending, it really hasn't been any houses on the block. So if you're gonna do that type of strategy where you're getting houses that's kind of not in the middle of nowhere, but on blocks that don't have houses on it yet, you just want to make sure you get it at a low price. So let's say Port Charlotte, right? You want to make sure it's under 10,000 if there's no houses next to it. Maybe even under really 8,000. So if you could get it for 5 to 7, which most sellers would probably not agree to, but in order for those to sell and us to make profit, it would have to be at that low of a price because there's no utilities, there's no houses. Like, what makes that lot desirable for a buyer on the market, right? So the only way it makes it desirable is if they're in their mind thinking like, hey, I'm gonna buy this for an investment. And then once people start building houses on it, I'm either gonna build or resell it. That's the only person that's gonna really buy that lot. So you got to think like that too. Put your mind into the mind frame of the buyer. So Makisha, I do the $1 daily into Bitcoin. So shout out to you. You know, don't sell. I promise you, in 10 years, that $1 is gonna be worth like $1,000 in the future, and you're gonna be super thankful. All right. Anybody else? So that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with tonight. Just keep making offers, keep sending those deals through the deal submission. Let's try to get to 20, 30 deals. I want to close at least 30 deals in a month, where at least 20 of those deals is straight JVs from you guys. And I know that is possible because the most deals I closed in a month was 17 deals back in, I think, 2021 or 2022. And that was just with me and my god brother at the time, right? So, and that wasn't really with us with that much experience. So that's something that we could do now. Like, we could definitely do that now. We sent out 17 contracts this month. Like, literally today I got 2 to 3 signed. You know, yesterday 2 to like, so we've been working. We've been working. Like, we could double these numbers if we're looking in all these different parts of Florida. Florida, remember y'all, Florida is ours. I need y'all to drill that in your head. Florida is ours. I'm not gonna say Florida is mine. Florida is ours. In this group, we are going to take over Florida. Drill that in your head. All right. Florida is
Eli, I posted question 2 times. The
with
same question. I don't know why it never got picked up. Are you getting my message or I'm not sure what's happening here.
no, I didn't see it. Oh, you could just say it if you want.
I just posted it like at the way beginning of the call. I don't know if you have enough time now, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to learn, like, I know we spoke about this several times, but I think it's been a while since we revisited. How do you build your own builders list and what questions you get? I wanted to go a bit, dig into the topic a little bit, but I don't know if we have time now.
So for builders, when you're building your builders list, first you want to get the emails and the number of the land acquisition. What I used to do, because now I haven't really been looking more so for builders. Like I said, I've been selling a lot of lots with the realtors just because I want to make as many offers as possible. But you want to get the emails, their phone number. You may want to even send them a ghost lot because a lot of times they're going to ask you, what do you have? And you may not have nothing lined up already. So you want to just send them a lot, just a fake address that's in the area that they bought, and just put the price a little bit higher, right? And then they're going to say, hey, this price is too high. We need to be at this price. Okay, I'm gonna try to work the seller down. Now remember, you don't have that lot. So now you got his price. So that's what I used to do to get their price for the builder. And now I'll let him know, like, hey, this seller won't go this low, but I'm gonna look in this area even more and find a lot for you that's under that price that you gave me, or for that price you gave me. So that's what I
So,
used to do.
sorry, the ghost lot, is it something that's currently up for sale, or do you send them a ghost lot that's already sold?
No, I just send them a random address. So let's say they bought
Okay.
on 123 Main Street. I'm gonna send them 124 Main Street and say, hey,
Okay.
I got this lot. So let's say they bought a lot on 123 Main Street for 30,000. I'm gonna send them a lot on one. I'm gonna just say, if this is an open lot right next to the lot they bought, hey, I got this lot on 124 Main Street. We're looking for 37,000. They're gonna say, "Oh, nah, this is too high. We have to be at this price." Now I know what price they have to be at in order to get it sold. So if they don't have a lot, or let's say they don't have an actual price, or they don't have a lot that they bought recently, but you seen that they're buying in the area, you could do the same strategy. Like, hey, I just got this lot. I'm just wondering if you will buy for 40,000. And then they'll give you a price. And now you got the buyer's price out of them without really having to have something in your back pocket. So it's kind of like bending the truth, I would say. But that's what you got to do sometimes. You gotta, everything is a finesse, right? I don't like really, let's say, per se, lying, but I'm trying to get their number so I can now provide to them. Because remember, there's a lot of people in this land space now, a lot of people that just in and out. So they get these calls all the time. So they're like, oh, another one of these wholesalers that's not going to bring me nothing, but just wants my criteria. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that already has something prepared for them. Even if you don't, you act like you got something prepared for them. So now you can build that relationship with them. When you build a relationship with the land acquisition or anybody that's in that builder, in that that works under that builder or that company, then you're in. Once you in, you're in. So you want to kind of like finesse your way in, kind of. That's what I would say. And then once you get the emails, you want to just what I used to do when I used to blast to builders was I'll send BCCs. So on your emails, you could send them blind copies, and then I would just send each builder I have in that area the same email and put them as BCC, so none of them sees like the other builders you're sending it to, and then you just send it to all of them at once, and then whichever one comes at the price you need, you just work with them. But you don't really need 1,000 builders, like all you really need, like the builder that I post their criteria, that's the builder that paid me, my first basically $1 million. within 2 to 3 years in this business, you know, just by supplying them. And I still work with them today. So that's all you really need. You don't need 1,000 builders. All you need is like 1, 2, 3 good builders, get a couple realtors in these areas, and utilize me. Like I told you, anything in Florida we could get sold. So if I was brand new, if I was 6 months in, or if I'm not closing 5 to 10 deals a month consistently, I'm gonna just work with Eli. I'm gonna just look in Florida, wherever markets I choose, or whichever markets Eli's choosing, and I'm gonna just offer low, whatever I get at a price that is reasonable for us. Send to the deal submission. We'll lock it up, and we'll work the deal. You know, we closed a couple of deals together, so you know the process. We're working with me,
Yep.
so just keep doing that process. Don't overthink it.
Mhm.
When you feel like, okay, now I got a couple thousand, now I got 15,000, I made 15, 20,000 with Eli. Now I want to kind of do that same strategy, then just do what I'm doing. I'm the blueprint, right? Just follow the
Mhm.
same thing I'm teaching you guys. And now create your own network from that, you know? So now
Mhm.
people are working with you, you know? A lot of people that I taught this game, they end up just following what I'm doing and running with it. And I don't listen, I'm not mad at that. I actually love that because that to me, I'm doing God's work now. I just changed somebody's life, you know? So
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else before we get off? All right. So remember I said $1 a day. By time Monday or Thursday of next week, I want to make sure when I ask y'all who bought Bitcoin, and more so Bitcoin, let's say $1 a day, if you could do it, I want to make sure every single one of you guys say, yeah, I bought at least 1,000 a day. So if you don't have a Coinbase account, that's the first thing you should be doing after this call, downloading Coinbase, putting your license, putting your bank info, your debit card info in there. And by tomorrow, you should be in the process of buying $1 worth of Bitcoin a day. And start doing that until you feel comfortable. Then go from $1 to $10, $10 to $20, $20 to 30, whatever the case may be, whatever that looks like for you, because it goes back to that person that bought $35 a day for 8 years. And let's look at that real quick. That'll be the last thing we'll look at. So we know that it was true, right? We got the dates here. So what was 8 years ago? 2025. It's like 2017, right? So 2017, we can't say we gotta do weekly. So what is $35 a day for 30, let's say 30 days, right? 35 times 30, 35 times 30. That's 1,000 a month. So let's say it's 1,050 a month, monthly. Oh shit. Boom. So spent 100,000, and that's 8 years, right? And that's the investment. So yeah, I start doing that now, planning for your future. And just with this, right? You don't even have to put no more money in. You good for life just by holding your money here. Then whenever you have to pay your bills, you take the money from here, pay your bills, but keep this, and it's still gonna go up. Now you're not even living like how everybody else living while everybody else is struggling. You don't even have to work no more with just $1 million in Bitcoin, to be honest. You don't even have to work no more if you live, you know, modestly, of course, right? And just hold the money there because as time goes on, having $1 million in Bitcoin while it's at, let's say, 100,000. Now, let's say Bitcoin within the next 5 to 10 years grows to $1 million. You basically have damn near 100 million just off of $1 million investment. So that's why it's important to do that now. You know, put that $35 a day, put that $1 a day. It might not be exactly like this, but it's going to be somewhere close to it. And now you're set for your future. So Albert Einstein said, and don't quote me on this, but the eighth or ninth wonder of the world is compound interest. And that's what that is with Bitcoin. All right. So y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all. Invest in your future. All right. Have a good night.